Welcome, everybody, to the February 15th, 2022 Royal Palm Beach Soccer Strikers board meeting. It is called to order 7:26 p.m. I am Mel Hassan. We have with us Amanda Lamb,
Present.
Vanessa Donadio,
Here.
Amy Santiago.
Here.
We are waiting on Fernando Casale. Dave Corson will not be present tonight. Also, our soccer advisor, Sean O'Connor, is present. Alrighty, with that being said, President's report. The recreation season for the spring season. Oh, let's do the Pledge of Allegiance before we start. I apologize.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I apologize. No disrespect intended. Alrighty. As I was saying, the registration for the spring recreation season has been excellent. The numbers are fantastic, and we're pretty much back to pre-COVID times with regards to our numbers, which is a good sign. We'll still be accepting very late registrations, and those individuals will be treated accordingly with no requests whatsoever being accepted. We had a coaches meeting tonight where rosters were distributed and coaches were advised on rules and responsibilities. And we are looking forward to starting our first practices February 21st. And the games will be on. Is it the 5th? I'm not even sure. That sounds late. Is it late? It is too. Okay. The 5th of March, I believe, then is the first games. Um, uh, um,
Push that back.
no,
Missing half the board.
we'll see. Yeah. We'll get into all the other stuff a little bit later. The treasurer's report.
I get to go next.
It's like I'm so used to following something.
It's your crutch. Okay, so we haven't met for several months, so I have 3 months worth of that I'm just going to put, I'll say the beginning, ending, and then just follow the ending with the going forward. So for recreational checking, November 21, we started with 32,584.71, ended that month with 12,306.82. And then into December, we ended that month with 28,941.51. And then now ending January for the rec is 56,608.99. For the savings, November started with 10,669.19, ended with 10,669.54. December ended with 10,669.90, and January ended with 10,670.26. So,
And would anybody like to make a motion?
Motion to accept the recreational side checking account starting at 32,584.71, ending at 12,306.82 in November. December ending in 28,941.51, and January ending in $56,608.99. And the savings account side started at 10,669.19 in November, ending in 10,669.54. In December, ending in 10,669.90. And January, ending in 10,670.26.
I second that.
Alrighty. Any objections? Alrighty. So we will approve and accept the treasurer's report for the recreation program for the months of November, December, and of 2021 and January of 2022. Minutes.
I can't see anything. I
Uh,
can't see anything.
was everybody able to review the previous month's minutes?
Yes, look good to me.
They look good. We're going to revisit that. We will
Yes,
shelf
let's read it.
acceptance and approval of those minutes until next month. And moving forward, comments from open membership. All righty. Sean, would you like to step forward? Sean O'Connor, Club Concilior.
Yeah, okay, I ordered the uniforms, and most of them have already been delivered. I found out Monday we added 2 more teams to the U6, I think, so I ordered them off on Monday. And then tonight, I found out we have a lot more players than I thought, so I'm going to make another order. So,
Little embellishment.
okay. But what's our number right now for rec? What is it?
Like 475.
Okay, I got that covered then. Okay, we should be good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, other than that, that's it. And then Fernando was looking at the goals.
I don't know if you had caught the coaches meeting. I said, I'm going to throw a hypothetical number out there. Let's say we have X amount of people. That was just some fictitious number.
Okay, but that's a good number. That's a real good number.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
we'll be
fours.
we'll be over.
We're darn close to 500.
Mhm.
History repeats itself. Okay.
Mhm.
The other thing was goals. Are we doing the tournament at the end of the year? Did they get that with Tom?
We haven't heard anything back on that.
Okay, because there was that broken goal. I took pictures and showed Fernando. So you're going to need that fixed or replaced.
I know we're working on that.
And
We are
Yeah.
working on that.
okay, because
Right.
and then like the way the deliveries are, if you're going to buy it now.
And speaking of goals, I'm going to ask Amanda to follow up with the gentleman that had previously offered to possibly sponsor, if you can do that. No, no.
That's it. And practice starts next Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, one of the coaches asked when is the map going to be up.
Sunday night.
I told him Sunday.
Sunday night.
Can I just want to say a quick thing with the uniforms. I don't know if you remember the debacle at the beginning of the season in the fall. Not through any fault of our, what did you call him? Connoisseur, conciliar, whatever.
Conciliere.
So whatever.
Concilior.
The company charges an enormous amount of freight, and we're like, I finally
Good
sent an
job.
email and said, look, I apologize, meant to send this sooner, but we didn't agree to that. The confirmation you sent us back did not say it was going to be sent that way, so there's no way it could be this amount. They gave us, a discount, a credit and stuff, so.
Well, in fact, I dug out the original email and said that's because I ordered it an extra week early than normal.
Yep.
Just thinking something may go wrong.
Yep.
And I haven't put their standard shipping. I wrote that in there.
And
Then they express shipped it.
Well,
'cause it was so-
Amy was able to recoup like $900, was it?
Yeah, something like that. 8 something.
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
But it was
something
something ridiculous. So good job with that. Excellent.
like keep them happy.
Oh, and the other uniform debacle was that I ordered the uniforms, and she sent me an email going, "Oh, they're not going to be until mid-March."
Oh, right.
That was a little frightening.
So we switched to one we had before.
And now he's got tons of boxes at his house.
Alrighty. Old business. As previous for the months. Be in full use February 21st. And competitive teams only to use goals. under the condition, which Sean had, I believe Sean had requested that or suggested that every coach will now have a different brand lock assigned to them. Was that what we decided? I don't know if that's you or Fernando. So if there's a,
Fernando's idea was that the Field 3 has a different lock from Field 4, which would have a different lock from Field 2, which would be different from Field 1.
yeah, different brands or locks?
Well, what happened was I tried doing that years ago.
No,
and
not
I went,
different key. I don't want different
I
key.
I went to Lowe's and got 2 packs of locks, and the key opened every single one.
All right.
Okay, so I probably go to get a different model lock for each field if you can. I don't even know how many master locks make like that.
All right.
And I would go to the key because I know I saw the text
Yeah.
message. I saw the text message last
Key is
week
best.
about how the adults were out there playing.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as somebody tells the code, it's over.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, key is best. All righty.
Can I real quick, while we're talking about goals, there was a request, there's a tournament this weekend.
Mhm.
Can competitive use the goals this week?
No,
to practice
and,
at all?
and the team that I coach is also in that tournament, and
Okay.
that team will be treated similarly to all the other teams.
Okay.
And again, when and unfortunately, all it takes is one bad apple, and I get tired. Like I said, my OCD doesn't allow me to travel on Crestwood, on Royal Palm Beach Boulevard, or a variety of roads without stopping by the field, just driving by the field. And I'm tired of seeing people out there that I don't recognize. Unfortunately, the one day I got out of the car and I started yelling out immigration, and everybody, whatever, I don't care. And I tell you what, that's the best I've ever seen people respond to getting off the fields. It was amazing.
There were 5 last night there too.
5 adults.
Yes.
All right. Well, when I go up there on, let's say, Sundays, we're talking probably 30 people.
yeah.
It's a full-fledged game. It's almost like they've created a league.
They did.
Like, until Mr. Immigration came along and kind of ruined it a little bit for them.
And
So
no
I
wonder
have
our
had 2
fields
coaches
are.
ask me the same question. So they want to know. They've said to me that when they go to other fields and try to practice on their fields, they're getting kicked off. So do we have the right to kick people off of our field?
Absolutely. Royal Palm Beach Striker Soccer is permitted to use these fields.
Only. Because what they're saying is they're confronted because they feel like it's a public park, so that it's a public space, so anybody
It's
can
a
use
public park when the fields are not permitted out to other people. I
Yeah,
mean,
in the fields, they are permitted, and so, Mal, did I send you that? If not, I'll send you
Right.
the actual
But
permits.
I think the
Okay.
coaches
You
are
can
unaware.
Give them to the
of
coaches. That
for
way,
sure.
they'll have that to show. Hey, these fields are permitted for us these days, these times.
And we'll
you gotta
have to
go.
do something with lanyard and, lamination, because I don't want these permits getting copied and then somebody can just hand it to
yeah.
another. So, if you guys don't do that, we can laminate them and do all that ourselves, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I can laminate.
And we'll do something.
I think we need to
Um,
clarify to the coaches is all, because I think at least the 2 that I was speaking with said they didn't feel comfortable saying to somebody else, you can't be on this field, because they didn't know the situation. So I think if it's
I was gonna, this would be a good time, this would have been something that I included on something I forgot to do. I was gonna see is there a way that the village possibly can post a sign, with the park, any,
Permit only.
permit only, or just something, and then possibly even have the park ranger's phone number posted.
I'll see if we have any of those signages. No unpermitted use signs. If we have some of those, we'll put them up out there. We should have something that has the park's phone number, the park's hotline number too. They're
And
typically
you
it's
received
typically
my
the same.
message on the issue we're having with that the number was being called.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's-
So we discussed that. So what happens is after that night, once the full time GM2 that's out there those days, the part timers didn't have the phone, so
Alrighty.
they weren't getting it. But yeah, we discussed that. So somebody's supposed to have that phone at all times. Now typically, I will say this: we don't have a full park ranger staff to be able to go out and really enforce and kick off. Like on the weekends, there's maybe 2 to 3 um, guys working the entire village, all parks. So they're around every park. But if they get a call on their phone, and like I said, they're getting a call that somebody's unpermitted is on the field, they'll come out there, ask them to leave. They won't leave, then like I said, they'll probably resort to calling PBSO non-emergency just to let them know that, hey, you got to go and these fields are
Trespassing.
permitted.
All right. And you understand the dilemma that we're in because all of a sudden now you have coaches
Yeah.
that don't feel comfortable, like,
Oh,
or
yeah.
feel like, boy, am I allowed to say something? Or you know what? I don't want any confrontation with these people.
And that's what our guys, like I said, if they're supposed to have that phone, and they will going forward.
All right.
But yeah, that's what they can pick up, come out and be able to do that and make that phone call.
All right.
Sorry, guys, I'm late. Can I make a comment?
Fernando Casale is now present.
I called like a 3 different days, and nobody answered the phone.
Yeah.
No voicemail, no nothing. It's like
All right. When was this? Last week.
that was the day the
Oh, that day. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the
So
same day.
they're
Yeah,
we had to
they've
talk about
addressed
that.
They've addressed it.
Okay.
And then
That should be
somebody's
taken care of now.
Because I give you, I pass that number to all the coaches, managers, but if that number don't work, I mean,
No, it works.
I'm working that day. I call him like 10 times.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
And
if
then,
any
and
coach
then
need to
he's,
call
and
one.
then
That
he's
will
calling
not
me,
work.
and I was down south. I was, the dealer thing there, and it's like I
You
didn't
buy me-
even
you
know I
buy
was
me a
getting
car?
called.
Yes.
Bite me a car.
Oh, so. All right, so
Okay, sorry. I'm just late.
all right, so that'll be, so we'll have full use of the fields again come the beginning of the recreation season at that time, Fernando, then Monday. Yes, so we're gonna have, I will provide you with the list, unless you want me to do it again, it doesn't matter.
I just need to do that. I need to work on the schedule.
Alrighty.
Figure out the schedule.
Yeah, that's this system is not fun. This is
The schedule by hand.
yeah, it would be easier. It would be easier.
Can I say something about field
Sometimes
5?
doing it by hand is better. So
Amanda wants to speak.
It's my turn. My turn. I know that you guys have been working on the fields, but can I just make a request for field 5 since it has been used? It does look not so great. I'm sure you know that because everybody's been using it.
Yeah.
But on the side that's closer to the concession parking, there's 2. I think we saw 2 pretty big holes that should be filled. There's grass in them, but I just worry that a
They're
kid
sinking
will
in.
put their a kid can put their foot and definitely turn their
On
ankle.
field 5.
On field 5 on
Okay.
the what is that?
On the sidewalk side of the
Yeah,
concession.
on the sidewalk side of the concession. They both have grass. It's not that there's not grass. It's just that
oh, all the way.
Yeah.
All right, so five.
Where's
Field 5.
where's Matisse? On this side? Where's Matisse? Or on the other side?
No, where we practice. Right when you
No, I
right when
know,
you drive in the parking lot.
And the place where is Matisse playing goalie, or where they play goalie? This side, right?
No, where we were standing.
How's the light situation?
Oh, I don't even the lights. Did they get fixed?
Yeah, they got fixed.
I know they.
There was
I think they work in half,
Yeah,
and they are low. They are no.
I was gonna say there's the part there was a whole bank that was out, and it was a connector issue. They got that part. They got that in Friday. So
Okay.
those are back in working. There's still some spot bulbs that are out, and DAFCO's going around the
All
city
right,
between.
but it's visible. It's better.
Oh, I think it's better
Visibility?
they
We
call
had
you.
them on last night?
All right.
I don't understand them last.
Yeah, but
I guess.
remember we are on the other side. They are working, but we are on this side, so we need to ask in Steve.
yeah, it's that one corner of that.
Steve and
I thought it would look dark over there when we were standing there.
no, I think it's better the first day.
And another thing, is there a light in the where the picnic benches are in the concession stand? Because that's always like pitch black over there.
Where? The hi
Oh,
hats.
and turn on, so it's not now.
Look,
I got you.
there's two
Yeah.
switches here. There's one switch here. That switch is for 8 hi hats.
That's really not
All
bright.
right.
No, well,
Maybe get like white light.
The bulbs in there.
Yeah, because they're very yellow.
Yeah,
and
if we can get
dim.
white lights in there, maybe.
question because I know every time it's a problem. The women's bathroom is okay. I know because every season you guys say the same thing. So just checking.
It needs to be gutted out the toilets and everything.
No.
What you guys doing in the bathroom?
Yeah.
The middle one. Okay.
Alrighty. Any
Where's-
any unfinished business?
Have new business.
That's it.
Guys?
No.
I think I'm there.
So, Fernando, based on your knowledge, how are we looking with netting on all of the goals?
That is 1 and 2. Well,
I just
first,
want
I
you,
need
I
to figure
just
out
want you
about
know.
fix. First,
I just want you to know Sean would have answered this by now. So, so you need to step it up a little bit.
wow. No, I think. No, I think all the goals are good.
They're all right.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if we needed to have a little powwow where everybody comes in again.
For tomorrow, we can practice early, so I can walk in again. But I think the egg.
Yeah, the small ones that are out on field 5 next to the,
Those are supposed to be used.
we need to just put those up against the fence and
Correct.
just lock them up.
But like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna provide a list so we can buy new locks and cables and all that. So.
All right, and Sean, get with Sean on that, just because he was kind of.
Well,
you can do the
listen, we talking.
picking. Did you say you're gonna pick them out, the locks, or no? Or no? Oh, he
No,
is?
that's
All
with
right.
that's with Vanessa. We talking maybe buy them online. So
It's not local.
different brands.
All right.
So we have
Definitely
nobody
different
nobody
brands.
can we gonna have I gonna have like a 4 or 5 different keys, but it's not like somebody can go and open this one and go and open this one.
All right.
So you're gonna get stuck with these 2 goals.
All
And
right.
with that, somebody loses. Now we know it's only 2 teams, 3 teams, and that's it. We
Alright.
charge you guys.
Mhm.
Yeah, wheels. I told you we need 4 new sets. So we need 8.
The one you had done.
No, all are messed up.
Well, John made a bunch, but they're saying they broke.
No,
or
they
something.
all the PVC white are all messed up.
All right.
If you use it, you lose the wheel, and the wheels also go like this. So we need to get new ones. So I think we need to buy really good quality. It's nothing to do with him, It's just,
No, no, I'm just wondering. Like, I don't want to invest in these nice wheels with like crap goals. It's like maybe we should look into possible. Again, let's see what we can come up with that,
what?
and if we're unable to have somebody donate, that'll be a big expenditure.
Correct. Or the kids need to pick them up. So we need to buy wheels anyway. So let me ask you, the new goals that we supposed to be gonna buy.
With wheels.
So these are the one that, like we see in Boca.
They're all gonna have wheels.
Yeah,
yes.
that's what
That's
I
we
would
want,
like.
Yes.
Where the wheels are attached to the goals. Period. Yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive, but you know what? We don't have to be sitting up here talking about we need to,
Um,
Single
we
year,
have to have the
single-
wheels locked up, or we lost the wheels,
Wait,
or the
wait,
wheels are
I have
did the old ones last? The ones that somebody fabricated?
1 year.
not even.
why
a year.
can't we fabricate ones for the rest of this year if we're gonna hopefully
How much are the new wheels? How much?
Still have to pay for them though.
Yeah.
No, I understand that, but it's probably gonna be less money to do that.
Is it the PVC that's cracking?
Yes. Well, well, I don't know. The wheels are. You try to turn this way and go the other way.
Is it because the PVC cracks? Carlos with the welding. Carmine too has a machine shop.
How much it cost? The good ones.
I want to say we got hit. because
O'Connor,
what was it,
can you
300?
come into the?
200, wasn't it?
No, no,
Come in here, O'Connor.
$150.
I bought the wheels originally from
50 for like 4 sets, I think.
Pole to Goal, and they were $125 for a set.
How much? I'm sorry.
They were 120. They were, but that was 8 years ago. I mean, they lasted forever. You know,
Listen, but we don't need 4 sets. We can get 2 sets. One for field 1 and 2, and one for 3 and 4. They can get and pick them up from one goal to the other one.
Yeah, we know you're gonna need extra because if you lose the one set, then
Well,
back to
if
where
they
we were.
lose it, now we know we change the logs. Who we charge it? You 10 boys. You 16 boys.
All right. Let's start with the lock thing first, and then let's see what we have out there in terms of wheels and all that before we decide on what we have. And that's too much.
Yeah, I agree.
That's too much to be a temporary thing. Yeah.
How much did he charge you for the 2 sets?
I think no, we got 4. I thought it was 4 sets. I think it was for like 150.
No, you buy him for wheels. 2 sets.
4 wheels. Oh yeah.
2 sets.
2 sets. So was it? Maybe, I don't know.
700. Okay, we can ask him.
All right. Ask.
okay,
Tell
the
them-
wheels that I bought before are $140.
And Amanda just pulled up some for 300 plus.
Can you get the same price, Sean?
$140 each for the ones from Pole to Goal. The one I bought like 8 years ago.
That's more reasonable.
Each?
Wheel?
Each set.
each set.
Each set, correct?
No, each wheel.
Each wheel? No.
All right. Okay. Maybe pick up 2 sets then, I guess.
Can you send me the
Put it in the group.
the link or whatever? Do you have it? Or the company?
And let's move off of this and on to new business, and I'm getting some complaints about, from the coaches that they're having some issues with referees, personal issues or whatever. And they'd rather have away games than home games because of particular referees, and the coaches have to understand that the referees that referee here also referee at Wellington. They also referee at Boynton. They also referee at Palm Beach Gardens. They referee over at Jupiter, Lake Worth. Everybody uses the same referees, so it's not a matter of us being able to control. Can we put a request in that a particular referee or referees don't referee certain teams or whatever the case might be? We can probably do that, but that's not solving a problem, because you're going to run into them at another field regardless. I don't know what the answer is. I'm going to have to speak with Shinoy, our referee assigner, as to what his solution is. Did you have any issues tonight? Okay. All right. Any anger? Nothing? Okay. Yeah. All right. So, but that's something that I'll reach out to Shinoy, and Fernando can also stay in communication with Shinoy also regarding that, and yeah, that has to be addressed. And I don't want any of our coaches or any of our teams feeling like they're being treated unfairly, at home games. Not that we should be favored on our own fields, but it should be even on both sides, and personal feelings or personal agendas shouldn't get involved and shouldn't sway things one way or the other. That's that. I believe we are all. Ooh, that's good. Ooh, good catch. Wow. Wow. Who is he? Who is that guy? Wow.
All right, while you guys are all whatever.
Who is he?
While you guys are whatever, let's move on.
$150 for
Is that what it was? I
the
knew it was.
wheels built. Yeah, I knew it was.
So it was $140 for the.
So I think we got two sets, right? Two sets. Yeah, that's why it's 70 or 75.
No,
We
75
paid
each for each
150
set.
flat. That's it.
But if we replace the goals, what? We're not gonna need. We'll figure that out.
Are you using the pitcher
We've moved
question?
Okay, moved on.
We're
We've
moving
moved on.
along to the pitcher question
Yes.
that Amanda had. Are you using the same schedule that we're going to have one Sunday?
Is
One
that
Sunday.
what you normally do
Yeah, because of
because of spring break?
spring break and Easter Sunday. I sent you guys that. I think that's the one you wanted to use. There's a Sunday that we could use for pitchers, because we ended up doing Sunday for pitchers in the fall because of with the uniform mess up. We had to change the date. We had a Sunday, and we took it. And Payne loved it because it was later in the day, better lighting, and he said he actually had more parents show up on time. So you could do it on that Sunday. If you want, I can contact Payne and schedule it for that day.
I believe there's a schedule out there for the entire season laid out anyways. I know Sean had sent this all one, so we can go off of that, and then based on the scheduling of the games for that particular Sunday, that's how we would do each team's
You're talking March?
pictures. March is when. What, did we wait that
No,
long?
we can't.
It was
No,
earlier
because
than
there's
that.
we're in like March. The second week of March is, or third week of March is spring break. So it wasn't March. It had to be April.
Okay. Only because Commissioner's Cup and President's Cup is all March.
So
we can
everybody
do-
will have their pictures or
April.
their uniforms by then.
Let me see if I can find it in my email.
Here, I have the preliminary schedule. I'm not sure if this was the final or not. We had the one Sunday was April 3rd,
That's a winner. That's a winner.
and it says picture
All right,
day.
I'll
It
contact
says
Payne-
picture
I'll
day on
contact
it.
Payne to
Let's do
schedule
that
April
way.
3rd.
April 3rd. So Fernando, Sean is once again going to do your job for you with regards to contacting. God.
He can do my whole job. Contact.
Yes, please, please. And we use Derek again, correct? I would also like to go back to. I know we saved money, but I'd like to go back to and third. Yeah, first, second, third.
No.
Yes
man,
or no?
Third. You did third, yeah?
Yep.
I thought we did.
What you want trophies for?
First,
Right.
second, third. Correct.
For what?
It's
It's nice.
Boy,
the
it-
kids
it-
like
Yeah,
it.
nice
it's
for
not-
10-year-olds, but 18-year-olds.
that's one less team that doesn't feel like losers. You know what I mean? No, I mean,
Listen,
how
you-
else do you say it?
listen.
Wait, hold on. That's one less team per age group that doesn't feel like they lost out on receiving a trophy. Like that's a loser.
Do
Like,
you know? Do you know?
That's the word you would use.
Do you know? Are U14s and
It's not that
U18s?
big,
What they
it's
wanna do with the third place trophy?
I'm sorry.
U14s and U18s. What they wanna do with the third place or second place trophy?
No, that might want to do
No,
medals.
yeah, no. For U19,
Mr. Consigliere, can you fix this,
Yeah.
please?
U19 would be the exception.
Sue Palma talked us into doing medals for U14 and U19. several seasons ago. Remember, your team won the championship in U14, and the kids all went, really? They all wanted the trophies. They were all, I swear. I know some ended up in the dumpster at the end of the day.
No,
but
listen, I'm okay with trophy for the
Even
first
the
place.
19s, though?
Yeah, but not third place
we
for
did,
the
the
big ones.
U19s and U14s complained when we did
All right.
medals only.
So,
Medal for what position?
First, second, and third.
No, no,
No,
no. I'm
first
saying,
I'm okay with trophies. I don't want trophy for third place.
first and second get trophies in U19 and
14 and up.
U14. Everything else, first, second, and third.
And first.
Oh, first, second, and third.
Why you second and third and first one get medals?
No, I said first, second, third. Right? I
You
said
say
that.
second and third only.
No,
Oh,
I
he said
said
first,
first,
second.
second,
Hey,
first, second,
Fernando.
third. Wait, hold on, and then
Sean, you're gonna
and
get
then,
out again, so
And then Sean, it's U6 and U8 everybody.
Participation.
Yeah,
Everyone.
U6 and U8 participation for everybody.
So you're going to go to the consolation games again.
Go to consolation games. It just made it.
And everybody was like, "What?" Yeah, they want those consolation
And
games.
you know what? Having boy, it was so much easier. Like the end of season, the whole trophy presentation thing. It was so much easier just doing the first and second, like the championship day on games on one day. But I thought it took away from the feel. Like the last hurrah, everybody finishing at the same time. It's been great. You know what I mean? Come back next season. We just have to make sure that it's on a weekend where we either have a home game for competitive or a free day. Yeah,
Well, what's the schedule say? You got the schedule right now. You'll know when
we're
it
not
is.
playing that late anyways, are we? Because that would be May, middle of May.
Was it around May 14th?
For what? Okay, it says playoffs May 14th and 16th. The finals on the 21st.
So the finals would still be on the 21st.
I guess.
Yeah,
May?
and that first playoff week, that would be all the other games.
Everybody would play on the 21st.
Yeah, everybody plays on the 21st.
And
That'll
that's
be
what
our
day?
last day.
What day is that? Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday.
No, always Saturday.
well, some teams is not gonna play in the 21st. If we have 5 teams in U12 or U10.
Yeah, even yeah.
You had that?
So that means U6 and U8, their last regular season game would be on the 21st, while the other teams
RB playoffs.
would be playing in the playoffs. I don't think.
No, I think you
not
cut
this
it.
past. Did they? Oh, okay. All right. Alrighty. So that's it. Alrighty. Adjourn the recreation portion of the. Would somebody like to make a motion for that?
I motion to what?
Adjourn
Adjourn the recreation part of the meeting
I second that.
at
at 8:05 p.m.
I second that. All in favor? Yeah.
All right. No objections. Approved. Alrighty. So the recreation portion of the board meeting is adjourned at 8:05 p.m. and we'll begin the competitive portion. Competitive is rolling along. We just completed the regular season of the Palm Beach Soccer League, and all of our teams did a fantastic job, and probably had the best showing for all of our teams, more so than any other year. I'm not even saying that I can remember, but I'm almost positive this is the greatest success that our teams have had. Going into the last week in almost every age group, going into the last games, all the teams had opportunities to finish in first place with the last game remaining on the schedule. I think there might have been one or two exceptions, on with some of the newer teams. But the newer teams have shown that they are continuing to progress and they are competing at a consistent level, which is very promising and good to see.
Do you happen to know if they're going to be sending trophies or medals?
No,
or
no,
not?
no trophies. Of course, the season that we do well, we get nothing.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
So,
Who,
yeah,
who told you that? You
Yeah.
check with somebody?
yeah, they had sent.
No, I know they do playoff, but I have a conversation with Shinoy if they're gonna give you, trophy to the first place or medals, and he told me that he think at least medals, but he's supposed to be checking mine, call me back and wait.
Right. Yeah, so we'll check on that then. Other than that, I'd like everything to continue running along smoothly, and we are going to be a little bit more proactive with regards to getting ready for this season's tryouts. And I would like to expand on the expansion and the growth that we've already had this past season in our competitive program. I would like for our girls program to continue to grow. I would like to be able to maintain and expand our boys groups if at all possible. But that's gonna be dependent on the work that we do in order to do that. That's gonna, all hands on deck kind of thing. Like to utilize social media. I'd like to be more creative with the ways that we advertise. I will speak to you guys afterwards and some ideas that I have, and we'll see what happens from there. Treasurer's report for the competitive program.
Okay. So again, for November 2021, the competitive checking started at 140,253.26, ended that month with 110,454.39. December ended with 121,294.68. End of January 22 is 128,768.94. For the savings, we start at $10,027.40, ended November with 10,027.73, ended December with 10,028.07, and ended January with 10,028.41. Stipends beginning 7,200 in November, ending with $22,550, ending in December $21,150, ending in January $19,750.
Can you do the stipend one again?
Yeah, stipend went from 7,200 to 22,550 to 21,150, 19,750.
Let's see.
Oh,
Motion.
Would anybody like to extend a motion? Calculating.
Motion to accept the checking portion of the competitive program for November 2021, starting at $140,253.26, ending in $110,454.39. December ending in $121,294.68, and in January of 2022 ending in $128,768.94. The savings portion of the competitive started at $10,027.40, ending in November at $10,027.73. December ending in $10,028.27. 7 cents. Excuse me, $10,028.07. And January of 2022, $10,028.41. And the stipend portion of the competitive program for November started in $7,200, ending in $22,550 for November, in December ending in $21,150, in January of 2022, $19,750.
I second that motion.
Any objections? Alrighty, the treasurer's report for the competitive portion of the meeting for the months of November and December of 2021, and for the month ending January of 2022 will be accepted and approved. Open comments.
As far as right now, for the competitive portion, all players are on point to making all full payments, except for we may only have one player that may have to be in bad standings this year.
Okay. That's fabulous. That's, dude, this is Sean Bulldog over here. No, combination between Vanessa and Amy's hard work and the team snap has helped out considerably. Yeah, it's
Convenience,
it's helped out greatly.
Still tedious record keeping.
Yes.
But excellent job, ladies. Very good job. We will. Old. Yeah, yeah, most of the teams will be attending a tournament this weekend, whether it's in Jupiter or in Weston. I think there might be one of the teams going to Weston. I believe. No. Okay, so then they changed their mind. They're doing Jupiter. They're not going. All right. Yeah, not real happy with the way they've done things. That's neither here nor there. Let's see. New business.
Are we going to try to think about maybe doing the family day at the end of this season for the entire club? School ends early now, May 26th.
Catch 22. It's like you want to spend that kind of money and then have people bail, or would you rather do it and reward people when they sign?
Well, it depends on when you were going to do tryouts. I thought maybe I don't know what the dates have been released yet, when the earliest we could do them.
Most likely it'll be that first week of June, so 31st Monday.
Even though school's ending early.
Well, we can't have it. We can't have it until after Memorial Day weekend. So, I looked early, and Memorial Day I was planning on doing, like starting the 31st of May. So it'd be that week. I personally would prefer. I definitely want to have it when soccer's down. So I would prefer having it closer to start the season than. And again, I don't want to make that kind of an expenditure on people that we don't know whether or not they're even going to come back. So if they choose to come back, yeah, if they choose to come back, hey, let's start this season off with a bang. Let's have fun, and then come when we start, everybody roll their sleeves up and let's get to work. Some dates to think of. We start.
August.
Technically, everybody kind of starts August 1st. We kind of play down. A lot of it will depend on the field availability, anyways. And let's see. Does anybody have anything else they would like to add? Brandon, anything? Any requests for us
No
that you guys
requests.
would like to see done differently, or?
No, everything. Everything's good. I just have this. Amy, I'll give you this. I know we talked about the dates for the quarterlies. I'll give you this sheet. It kind of has everything listed out on it. And the only other thing is, I know we've been having some talks about closure times for after this season.
Mm-hmm.
And so looking at getting the summer months down, June, July, and August right now is what he's talked about.
All right.
And I know with August, with y'all kicking back up, pending on Seminole, because right now we're getting Seminole back up in shape too.
Okay.
Seminole should be back open in August. We should be able to do some things, but he's definitely wanting to get 3 months there. The actual plan as far as what's going to be done, I'm not 100% sure yet. Kind of working through it, but to give it some rest, and I know they're going to get in there and get some work done
All right.
on those. So when I have more information about that, I'm gonna get it to you.
All right.
But just so you know that, and kind of keep that in your back of your heads as we're going.
If I can at least just request that first week in June for our, it's
The
looking like
tryouts.
that might be the tryout week,
Okay.
that first week of June.
You said that was coming off of Memorial Day weekend,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
The week after Memorial Day. And then, with regards to the little camp we normally have, and, we can technically, if Seminole was available, I guess we can have it at Seminole
They won't have the use of community center though, because I know they come in here.
for rain days and all that.
Go in, yeah. I don't know how often
Can't
they
hold,
do
I
that.
know, but it's,
Yep.
just can't, yeah, but we can't, I don't want to hold another week though, you know what I mean? If they want the 3 months, let's,
Yeah, just let me know. Give me
mean,
dates.
if there's a way to do, well, when does school end?
May 26th.
26. So if there's a way to have the first 2 weeks of June, great. If not, we would just need a place to have that. No, tryouts definitely need. The first week of June definitely needs to be tryouts at Cats. The camp, we might be able to float somewhere else, whether it's at Seminole or something.
How's those nets coming along, Brandon?
Nets they're still coming along. No new news on that.
Hey, Mel, is any chance that we can have couple cameras facing the fields?
Cameras facing the fields.
Yeah. So just in
Not
case,
sure.
just in case
I want people seeing what I'm doing out there.
But doing that, they can see when it's people that is nothing related with the club.
Like ring cameras, they're very cheap and expensive.
That's
There are
actually,
cameras up.
that's
There's
actually,
cameras up on the field.
I don't know,
It wouldn't
because
honestly.
a lot of times, we need to drive into the field on Saturday, on Sunday to see somebody's there and things like that.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to look at it in real time like that.
I would. I have nothing to do.
But it's a if you had cameras there, that's something different. If like our cameras, they're tied in our network, our system.
No, like if we purchased a couple ring cameras,
Oh, okay. I will look into that. See if that's against anything.
So
but
we would purchase and
monitor,
Monitor
the cameras
and the
to
whole
protect
board,
the village's fields.
um,
And the sandbags.
and the sandbags that disappear.
yeah, sandbags we'll get some more of.
Yeah, but those were like a hot commodity this season. I mean, they were just disappearing.
That's still strange to me.
I was thinking.
They're building their own
I
beach.
was thinking somebody. No, I was thinking like maybe with COVID that was a cure I didn't know about or something that involved sand. That was bleach.
Oh, bleach. Yeah, I've heard.
But let me know how many you need. I have them order some more bags and get those packed and prepped up there.
Are there any on the side right now or no? There's some still out there.
Yeah, but we need to have
Two for
whatever
each
we need,
one.
let's have.
Yeah, as fast as
Let me
they,
go
as
use
fast as
the
they
car.
move. You know,
Yeah.
We can put 6 or 8. If we got additional, we can put inside, the back room. Just in case. Nobody can.
wish we just had like something. I know, but why, like, can't we just use something other than sand? Like, like the
Stakes.
weights, or something, just plop weights.
Steaks. I don't have steaks.
Yeah, but you have that. They take it out, nobody cares. Everybody leave it in the field.
Consigliere?
In the past, they used stakes, those metal stakes, and coaches left them in the grass and the lawnmower, sent them at 200 miles an hour, and nobody got killed. But I mean, they're a weapon. So, and can you imagine one of those going out there?
I mean, listen, I think it's a
And
good
it ruined the blade of the lawnmower too.
the stick is a good idea for the competitive coaches. We can keep it, 4.
You just said.
You're talking about the same guys that can't lock a goal, right? Okay.
I'm glad Sean said that. So, all right. With that being said, it is.
Do we want to talk about hosting our own tournament, or is that a whole other ballgame?
It obviously can't do anything this.
I know,
spring.
not this year, but we're gonna have to start planning.
You
for-
have to, and I've been saying this, but I feel like I'm peddling, and a committee has to be formed, and here we go.
Fernando, you're gonna come up with a date for me.
Like let's say if we found somebody that's very familiar with the club, that knows things from behind the scenes, that was involved in different capacities over the last several years,
Has some free time.
has some free time, maybe to like head up a committee or something. I just don't know where we can find someone like that.
Any volunteers?
And, and we need
No,
another
but
cashier.
Amanda, to answer your
Oh, no
question,
cashier.
yes. But we need to set up a committee, and a committee from advertising, scheduling, sponsorship, fundraising. We need people involved, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be people on the board. It could be people on the outside. So yeah,
I do believe that Team Snap has a feature to be able to do that.
All right, that'd be a good. All righty, it is.
They switch out, so it's a part-time.
How many hours?
How many hours in one day? Like 6? 6 to 7. So in a 10-week period, 5 weeks ish. That pays, but we'll talk about that.
Potato chips.
Free meal.
All you can eat.
All righty, if somebody would like to motion adjournment.
Motion to adjourn the competitive side of the meeting
What time?
at
8:25 at least.
at 8:25 p.m.
I second that.
Any objections? No? All right, we're good.